Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, I tell ya. How are you tonight? How are you this Wednesday? Let's get some more light going here. I feel dark for a second here. How are you this Wednesday night? See if we get this working correctly here. There we go. I got that going. Let's see if I'm going right here. Okay, I think I've got this working right. I think I've got it working right. Welcome to Wednesday, people. It is hump day. Working through some technical issues here, but it is hump day, and it is great to have you here. On this Wednesday night, the 3rd of August, the first Wednesday of August. Yes, it is. It is the first Wednesday in August. Tell me about your day. Tell me what you and especially you are grateful for. That is what we want to know. I want to know what's happening in your world. Tell me about it as you pop on here on our new channel here tonight. It is great to have you join us. It's been a busy day. I feel like I've been a little bit all over the place. I've had a bunch of Zooms today. I've had phone calls. I've run honey-do lists. A little bit of everything. And then a doctor's appointment in there somewhere. All in all, a good day. All in all, a good day. See if I can get my comments working here. I don't feel like they are working correctly, but hey, the joy of technology, people. We'll figure it out. There's comments starting to come in. We are broadcasting tonight on both Facebook and the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store. Excuse me there. If you have any problems with Facebook, and we've had a few tonight, go ahead. Don't go to heck. Go ahead and hop right on over to YouTube. I am over there as well. I am. You can click the link. Cassandra's got the link there for you in the show comments if you have any problems with Facebook. We're trying to work out any hiccups with it. We had a couple getting going here this morning. I don't even know what time of day it is here anymore. We had a couple of problems with it, but we are here and going now. So we're excited to be here and have you here. I hope your Wednesday has been good. It is hump day. So we are halfway through, people. We are crossing that hump, and we are getting to the other side. We are getting to the other side of it all. Yes, we are. So, hey, Kitty, you found us here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for hopping on over here on our new home. It is great to have you here. How was your Wednesday? How are things in Illinois today? The one thing I've heard from everybody today, no matter where I've talked to them in the country, no matter where they were in the country, I've heard that it's hot. That has been the common theme of the day, is hot. Hey, Carrie, you found us too. It is great to have you here tonight, Carrie. Thank you so much for coming on with us live. I hope you're having a great day in Florida. I'm going to be in Florida in a couple weeks. But I hope you're having a great day in Florida. And that all is well with you. And those tourists are keeping you busy. I'm hoping they are doing that. Well, we had a hard time getting it to go live. So we had a little bit of a technical issue getting it to go live, but Angie and Cassandra and everybody are working through it, and we will continue to do that. And get it going. But I'm glad you found us here, and I'm glad that to be able to continue to be here for you. Again, everybody, these broadcasts are always free and always just here to be here for you. 2 rocket launches tomorrow. Yay! That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. We have never been there for a rocket launch. I've been to Cape Canaveral and everything before in the Space Coast, but we have never been there when they've been launching a rocket. So that's really cool, Carrie. I just think that is super neat to be that close. I mean, you probably get bored with it after a while. Hey, Kelly, you're joining us too. Great to have you with us. It was great talking with you today. That's really cool. That's really cool that you have that going on. Let's start with the Stay Positive book, people. Stay Positive is where we start every night. Tonight we are on page 110. Fear none of it. Love all of it. Well, that's simple enough. Fear none of it. Love all of it. I like it. Well, while we're talking about it being so hot, oh, that's cool, Kitty. Somebody that worked, you had an uncle that worked for NASA in the 60s? I don't care if you just swept the floor at NASA in the 60s. It had to be neat. NASA in the 60s was a neat. NASA is always a neat place. Who am I kidding? NASA is always a neat place. They are doing neat and innovative things, and it is pretty cool what they do. I will say NASA is neat all the time. Starbucks, our friends at Starbucks, of which I am a card-carrying member of Starbucks, although I always give preferential treatment to a local coffee store. And Kelly grew up in Florida during shuttle launches, and that is cool too. I mean, I loved the space shuttle and watching that, on TV. I mean, that was really cool. But our friends at Starbucks notched up record revenue of $8.2 billion last quarter, driven by cold drinks, not hot coffee, as we are. 75% of their sales were in cold drinks. That kind of surprised me. I mean, I know where we are, when you're looking at the last quarter and everything, but after I thought about that a little bit, their cold drinks cost more than just a hot coffee. Kelly says she saw 2 in-person shuttle launches, space shuttle launches, and you don't get bored with them. That is super cool. I love space. I love the show, the movie, the Kevin Costner one with the Hidden Figures. That was an amazing movie. Learned about them. And Kelly gets a cold refresher from Starbucks after each yoga class. So you haven't been getting many lately, Kelly, have you? You haven't been getting many. I divert to a hot drink. And the other day we went. When we were away this past weekend, Cassandra wanted a cold drink, and I found a cold coffee drink at an ice cream store, not a Starbucks, a local ice cream store, which was really very good. Yeah, the heat is here. That is for sure. Amazon has extra capacity. And is going to start delivering For brick and mortar retailers, Amazon will start offering Prime members same-day delivery from retailers PacSun, Diesel, Superdry, and DNC in 10 cities, including Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, and Chicago, under a test which will expand to include more retailers in the near future. Orders will be fulfilled by store employees and delivered by Amazon delivery partners. So Amazon is picking up the slack there. And what they're really trying to do, I think part of it for Amazon is to fill their excess capacity right now, to keep their excess capacity busy. And I think part of it is a data grab. They want to know who's shopping and who's shopping where and for what. And because ultimately Amazon uses that data for other things. And I think that is a part of it. Hey, Angie's with us. Great to have you with us, Angie. Because Amazon also lost money in the second quarter after losing money in the first quarter. Amazon lost only $2 billion in the second quarter. I mean, and they blame inflation and they blame other things, but they also say most of their revenue is still coming from their cloud services, which made money. Their computing services alone made $5 billion, almost $6 billion in the last quarter. But they continue to fall short on sales, but they're also up against some gargantuan pandemic numbers, so that's not really a surprise. The next thing I have to tell you actually is a real surprise. A real surprise. This one caught me off guard. What is the most trusted platform? So a little bit of trivia here for you. What is the most trusted platform for social commerce? What is the most trusted platform for social commerce? Any guesses on what the most trusted platform is? Is it TikTok? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? What do you guys think is the most trusted platform for social commerce? It is not what I would have guessed. It is not what I would have guessed. And this is trusted, not necessarily... trusted doesn't mean highest in sales. Trusted doesn't mean highest in sales. Going with Instagram. Oh, we got votes for Facebook. Instagram. Actually, neither. Can I say neither are the most trusted platform for commerce? Pinterest? Nope. Nope, not Pinterest. Not Pinterest. It is actually YouTube. YouTube is the most trusted platform for social commerce. Almost 2/3 of U.S. consumers find YouTube somewhat or very trustworthy for finding and purchasing products. Facebook comes in second and Instagram third. And LinkedIn comes above Twitter and TikTok. So that shows you that they are not there yet. That they are getting things and doing everything. But they are not there yet. So YouTube is number one for trust. And we talk about this all the time. People shop with you because they know, like, and trust you. They can always find a better price. You got to remember that. They can always find a better price. There is always somebody out there that will sell whatever, that will sell pink shirts for less. There's always somebody out there that will do that. But the know, like, and trust factor is what it is all about. And people feel a higher level of trust on YouTube right now. Well, because whatever is old is new again, okay? Whatever is old is new again, okay? The 90s are back. The 90s are back. The 90s Kohls called and said, bring the 90s back. Kohls is doing a partnership with Levi's to do a 90s style capsule collection, a 90s style capture collection, between Kohls and Levi's. Capitalizing on a resurgence of 90s fashion. So the 90s fashion is hot. I'm going to be back in style, I guess. Have reintroduced the 1990s Levi's Silver Tab collection on their respective websites and in 600 Kohl's stores, until January. Inspired by 90s fashion for men, women, and children, the capsule collection features loose and a mom-style jeans, overall pants, shorts, denim jackets, graphic tees, hoodies, flannel shirts, bucket hats, and leather belts. Yes, trucker denim jackets and overalls have been hot this summer. So I told Cassandra my stuff was coming back into style. Yeah, I argue that it never left, but hey, you know, what the heck. Keep that in mind. Because Gen Z is returning to 90s fashion as it heads back to school, the retailer said in their announcement. That it is offering things that align with today's trends. So, you know, that's really important to resale. So, you know, what Kohls is doing is following mainstream trends. So this is very important to you and your resale store in what you're saying yes and no to. Like Kitty mentioned, trucker denim jackets and overalls, okay? I mean, who would think overalls were in? I don't think I have any overalls, but you never know what my peanut gallery will throw out there. Yes, that is back in. The flannel shirts are back for fall. I don't know. Do they do flannel pink? I don't know. I'm just asking for a friend. Do they do flannel pink? Is what we want to know. But that is coming back. That is coming back for fall. So it is something to keep an eye on, and something to keep an eye on with your receivers. You know, the people that are processing your clothing. That, yes, that is back in. The 90s are back. The 90s are back. I honestly don't know what generation my fashion speaks to. What does pink? Does pink ever go out of style? Does pink ever go out of style? Rebag is expanding into 2 new product categories. Rebag, the resale marketplace for purses, which also has its pricing tool, which is actually quite helpful in the resale industry. They just raised another $33 million in funding and entering categories of shoes and select apparel. Shoes and select apparel. Thanks, Julie. Great to have you here. Great to have you here, Julie. They'll now buy and sell shoes, including sandals, sneakers, heels, boots, and loafers, as well as select apparel, including outerwear, jackets, vests, sweaters, and sweatshirts from existing labels like Chanel, Gucci, Hermès, Louis Vuitton, and Fendi. So that is, and a selection of new luxury designers, including Adidas. I never thought of Adidas as a luxury designer, but and they can sell them online or in person at any of their locations across the country. And so that is you know, their expansion. These online services, so these online marketplaces, you have to keep in mind what they're doing is they are extending their reach. They're trying to find profitability, which has been very elusive to them. Profitability has been very elusive to all the online marketplaces, from Posh to Rebag to Real, ThreadUp, all of them are fighting for profitability in the space, and people are betting that are throwing like the $33 million that get thrown at Rebag. That they're betting that they will eventually get there. My money's not on most of them because, again, people are looking for that in community. One of the biggest threats, the Real says, is traditional resale because people want to deal with people they know, like, and trust. So these companies know that. But shoes and outerwear are higher priced items, but they're all also harder to authenticate. They are harder to authenticate. It is very interesting to do. I vote that of the current lot, the one that still has the best chance of achieving profitability is ThreadUp because of their diversification in being a service for retailers, okay, that are looking to have a resale service, and because as if you consign with them, they are betting on ThreadUp charges $1 million fees because it really does cost real money. Hey, Kim, how are you? Thanks for joining us here on the new channel tonight. Great to have you with us. Great to have you with us. Brain mush. Well, it's hot out there. It's hot out there. So that is all good. It's all good. But appreciate you hopping on and seeing us on the Next Level page now for our nightly or twice a week live that we do on here of general news and retail updates. Eddie Bauer is also jumping into resale. Eddie Bauer is jumping into resale. They're adding resale to its gear rental program, and they'll accept Eddie Bauer apparel, footwear, accessories, and gears, and will also be powered by ThreadUp. Again, the one that I say has the best chance of being making it. If they didn't have venture capital. The only reason all the other ones are still around, the only reason they're all still around is because of venture capital. It's much easier to survive and not make money if you have people throwing millions of dollars at you. And if anybody wants to throw millions of dollars, I got a bucket somewhere. I got a bucket. I can catch. I can play catch. There is a lot being written about the consumer economy right now and inflation and everything that is going on in the consumer world right now. They're talking about inflation, households having less money. Julie will take some of the millions. I like it, Julie. Glad to see you are flexible. But U.S. household debt has surpassed $16 trillion. And what will get picked out of that is credit card debt. What you'll hear in the news, in the negative Nelly news, is household debt, and they'll talk about credit cards. But the biggest driver of this that drove household debt to the highest levels in the second quarter is mortgages and auto loans. And credit card balances are also going up, but mortgages and auto loans drove that as people rushed to close mortgages before the rates were really rising. So that is a big drive of it. So know the truth behind it. I mean, yes, credit card debt it is up. It's up about $100 billion over the last year. And American credit cards have available credit of just so you know how much is on your available credit. Americans have 3.33 trillion. So $3.33 trillion in available credit on their credit cards right now. And so even though credit card debt is up 100 billion, it is actually still in a good position from the pandemic. People paid down their credit cards a lot, and it has just started to go up. And auto loans are high because you're right, Kitty, because cars are ridiculously overpriced. I would hate to actually need a car right now. We had the SUV that the store used repaired recently, and that's a 04 that it's a 2004 with 350,000 miles, and they were fixing it and everything. And, you know, it ends out in the shop about once a year. And so if I have to put a couple grand in it once a year, and I don't have a car payment, I don't have the higher excise tax on it, I don't have the higher insurance cost on it, I'm all happy. And, you know, I like that we don't owe on any of our cars. I'd hate to actually have to buy a car right now because it is an awful time. But even with that, even with $3.3 trillion in available credit, there are some Americans that you need a larger car, Russ. Yes, you're boys. You got boys. I feel for you. I feel for you. I feel for you and that little Nissan of yours. I do feel for you. Yeah, I couldn't mentally buy a car right now. I couldn't. I do everything I could to avoid it. Oh, poor Julie. One daughter is a car. I got. Yeah, I don't want to think about needing one right now. It is a tough time. But one area that people are starting to see some softening in bill payment is with their cell phone bills, and that's usually one of the first to start to take a slide. Is cell phone bills. People paying those bills late has been on the increase. So just be aware of it. I'm not worried about it. I think the economic conditions bode well for the resale industry and are very good for it. But, you know, don't feel bad because both Discover and Capital One earned less money last quarter. You know, I'm not feeling it for them, which is why we're joining our friends at the National Retail Federation. So if you have not seen my call to action, it is in virtually every group. I have posted the call to action with to call on Congress to implement a new bill that was just put out last week, Senate Bill 4674, the Credit Card Competition Act. This bipartisan legislation introduced by Senator Durbin from Illinois and Senator Marshall will bring competition to the United States credit card market. The short version of what it does is it requires that if you're taking a Visa card, Visa has to allow it to be processed on the Visa network plus one other network that is not Visa, that you can process on another network like the NICE network or Shazam network or one of the debit networks, and have it out there. And that's what this act does. That is what Senator Durbin allows for in this bill, is that you get choice, that the technology is there to allow, and the security is there to allow transactions to be processed across multiple networks. And you should have a choice in doing that as a merchant. And this will help, through increased competition, bring prices down to process credit cards. So you got to keep in mind, in the United States, we pay over 70% higher than Europe and Canada for credit card processing. It's really kind of nutty in the United States, the rates that we pay. So, you know, if you have not clicked on the link that I posted, please click it. Please tell your senator and congressman why this is important. It will only take a minute of your time. And I know when you click these things, a lot of people say that, oh, does this really matter? It matters. It matters. I mean, it matters however you show up to Congress. However you tell them what matters, this is how they make decisions. So it is incredibly important that you do that, and it will only take a minute of your time. And the NRF, our friends at the National Retail Federation, greatly appreciate it. I appreciate it too. Do you know, can any of you, I guess I have some side trivia for you. Do any of you know the United States military has two sailing ships? Actual sails. Does anybody know what they are? Does anybody know what those two ships are? And then I will give you a current historic fact about it. Think about that for a minute. See if you guys can come up with that. As we make the race, we have turned the corner here in August, and I know between now and basically Labor Day is back to school time. I know some states are going to school as early as next week or the week after. We go to school in Leominster by our stores, either right after or right before Labor Day, depending on the school district. So lots of schools going back. And what they are doing is updating their COVID policies this year. So they're having new COVID policies that are partly coming down from the U.S. Education Department, and partly coming down state by state. So I thought I would share you. Connecticut announced their updates to their COVID policies today. So I thought I'd just give you an idea of what is happening out there. The new strategy, because it has to sound gimmicky, is called Test, Mask, Go. TMG, Test, Mask, Go. Previously, any student with symptoms has been asked to stay home regardless of severity. Under the new strategy, students with mild symptoms like an infrequent cough, congestion, or runny nose will have the option to take a self-test and come to school if they test negative. They must have a temperature under 100 degrees, must not live with anyone who's had COVID in the previous 2 weeks, and wear a mask consistently and correctly. Will be allowed to attend in-person school. And that is the policy. Test, Mask, Go is the policy, because they know two things. One, that missing school and not being in person is incredibly disruptive to a child's learning. Okay, incredibly disruptive, especially versus the mild symptoms that most children have, especially vaccinated. And two, they know how incredibly disruptive that the pandemic has been to families and mothers' ability to work. So this policy is both for students and for families, because we know overwhelmingly with children being asked to stay home, it is the mother who ends out having to care for the child, or the child ending out younger than they should be left alone. So it is a very tough balance, okay? But that is the new strategy that's being introduced officially in Connecticut. But you're going to see other states adopt very similar strategies or have a more robust strategy like that. So it is like that. When are savings going to pay more since interest rates are up? Probably next year in reality, Kitty, but not nearly like late 70s, early 80s interest rates. And as Kelly points out, we have a large number of students that don't eat unless they go to school, and she's right about that. And so a lot of schools are going to continue free lunches for all, free food for all. because it takes the stigma out of it. And the reality is that is the place where they're eating a nutritious meal. So that is very true. So nobody jumped in on this like the U.S. has in its military arsenal 2 sailing ships with real sails. The number one is the 224-year-old warship, the USS Constitution, and the other is the USCGC Eagle. The interesting useless guy information, which is not about useless guys, actually, information is for the first time in their history. So the first time for the USS Constitution and the USCGC Eagle, for the first time, are both being commanded by women. And it's not a glass boat. That's all I'm saying. But they cracked the ceiling there. My last for you tonight here, folks, is for our quote from Simon tonight. Our quote from Simon Sinek: "The game of business has no finish line." I've talked about that before. The game of business has no finish line. It is an infinite game, people. It is an infinite game. There is no finish line. There's a baton pass. If you are building a business of excellence, a team of excellence, and a life of excellence, okay, if you are building all of that, you will have a business that will carry on long beyond you, okay, that will go on long beyond you. And I know you ladies can do it. And gentlemen. I know there's some gentlemen watching here too. If you are building that business, it will continue on long beyond you, because you are building it with excellence, because there isn't a finish line. It's not like you get to here and run through it like a race. There is no finish line, people. Excuse me, know that. We start this program I am here in the Next Level Resale Consulting's Facebook page every Sunday and Wednesday at more 8 than ish, and streaming on the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, ring the bell so you know when another one drops. If you have a question in between, you can just email me, Neil, Neil, at nextlevelresale.com, Neil at nextlevelresale.com. This coming Sunday, I am traveling. I am on the road. I'm on the road a lot coming up, but I have little breaks. So this Sunday, I will be traveling. I'm going to try to get on early from the airport if I can, but if I'm not on Sunday, I will be back next Wednesday. I get home for a day, then I'm on the road again, but I'm back Wednesday night. So I've got a lot of little trips like that coming up, where I've got these short trips in August, but they got me flying all over the country. But I will be taking you with me. I'll update you on my travels so you can follow where me and the pink calculator are. But we'll definitely be back here next Wednesday at more 8 than ish. And so I so very much appreciate you. If only I could travel like Willie. I so appreciate you finding me over on our new channel. Thank you so much for following us over here. We start this program every night with our Stay Positive book. Tonight we're on page 110. Fear none of it. Love all of it. It's never about the circumstances. It's always your state of mind and your thinking that produces how you feel and how you respond. Today, decide to be the person who instills a positive belief in someone who needs to hear your encouraging words. Where's Neil instead of where's Waldo? I love it, Kitty. Now you're giving Angie graphic ideas. I can see Angie designing new graphics. That where is Neil? I am racking up the mileage lately. These next several weeks, I am racking it up. But I love getting out there with you all and being in your stores, and I'm excited to be able to do that. On the road again. Oh, okay, I get it now, Kelly. I get it. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. I think Cassandra likes to get me on the road again. Get me out of the way. I think the staff at my store likes to do it too. Oh my God! Don't give Angie any ideas, Kitty. She's got enough of her own. She'll be up all night designing new graphics. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abrams, and I do like a good party. I do like to travel around. We will be traveling again. I will see you again soon. Until then, know that you and you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you definitely next Wednesday. Bye-bye.